All right. Hey guys. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Um, Let me know if you in the chat if you can hear me. But so Ranflam says hi. Calamity Coaster says hi, ZZ. Thank you guys. Let's get right into it. So today we're going to be looking at all the entries from the Planet Coaster Mock Launch Coaster Contest. And so we're going to start with the YouTube video entries, and this is the first time I've looked at any of these. I've not previewed any of these, so this is going to be my genuine first reactions to the coasters. So let's go ahead and start with looks like Amanda Shad's, or no, sorry, Tangle, or Tangle_2 on Reddit is going to be the first entry we're going to look at. So let's go ahead and look at the entry from Tangle. Alrighty, so let's take a look at this here. So it looks like we're going to start with a JoJo roll. We're going to take a turn into a little hill. Nice. And an upward bank launch. It's quite a steep launch. So that's an interesting thing to see there. I like the drop. Nice. I think that's a beyond vertical drop. Good little airtime hill there. Some turns. I like the airtime on this coaster. It's had some good airtime moments. A little corkscrew. Could be smoother there. Good airtime. And that's not the end, is it? Oh, no, there's another launch. Ooh, some more airtime. Ooh. A little overbank turn there. Vertical loop. Some more turns. And then looks like there's going to be the final hill into the brake run. So, yeah, I like that. I thought it could be a little smoother, but I definitely liked the layout. I thought it was definitely had the right elements, some good forces. I like the airtime on it. I like the inversions on it with the corkscrew and the vertical loop. I thought it could have been a little smoother, and I think there could have been some more theming to it. There was some good forest type scenery, but there wasn't much of a theme going through it. So if I was going to change a couple things about it, that's what I would change. But overall, good entry from Tangle. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And it looks like the next one is going to be from Fluffy Coasters. So Fluffy Coasters has submitted Range Runner Mock Multi-Launch Coaster. So let's go ahead and watch that video. Looks like we've got some music with this one. I like how they kind of synced up the music with the shots. That's pretty cool. Alright, so here's the POV. We're going to start with a hill sort of launch, and then into a little Immelman loop there. And some nice airtime. I like that corkscrew. That was pretty smooth corkscrew. Outer bank turn. That's an interesting thing to see. Little 0G roll looking thing there. Ooh, I like that Tangle dive, how it kind of goes down off the terrain. And then little dive into little cave looking part of it. Another outer bank turn. Ooh, that's a big outer bank turn. That's cool. It's good airtime, good little airtime hills. Turns. I like the sort of switchback turns there. And then just, a little nice barrel roll there. More of a corkscrew type thing. Some more switchbacks, airtime hills. Yeah, so then there's the end of it. I thought that was a very long coaster, but it didn't feel like the boring long. I thought it was a very good coaster. That's definitely the type of coaster that I would very much enjoy in real life. Yeah, Calamity Coasters says reminds me of Maverick, and it definitely does have some Maverick-like traits. Although it did still feel like a mock to me, more than an Intamin. Yeah, I like the snappiness. He says good. Yeah, it definitely is very snappy for a mock, and I think I like that, especially with like the outer bank turns. I think the outer bank turns were a good addition for a coaster like this. I thought it was very smooth. I thought it had plenty of smoothness to it. Uh, Again, there wasn't much of a like central theme other than like a forest, but I did like how they incorporated the terrain into the design. Overall, very good ride. So I think that's all of the video entries. So I think now we're going to be looking at the Steam Workshop entries. So we've got 4 Steam Workshop entries, and it looks like I think we're going to go in the order of who submitted first. So first up is Amanda Shad for the Steam Workshop entries. So their coaster is simply called Planco Contest. So I'm guessing it's for subscribing. So we're just going to wait for this to load for a second, and then we'll look at this entry here. Calamity Coasters, when you do mine, can you make sure to read the Steam Workshop description as it tells you about the ride's theme? Yes, I can go ahead and do that for you. Yep, I'll make sure to remember to do that. Thanks for letting me know. Joel Hart says, when did you start getting interested in roller coasters? Interesting question. If you guys want to like ask some Q&A questions during like the loading parts, then go ahead, because I think that'll make this a lot less boring, because I think it's going to be taking a while to load. But yeah, so I started getting interested in roller coasters when we were going to go on a family trip to Kings Island, and I started looking at all the stuff Kings Island had and started watching Kings Island videos to sort of plan for the trip. And I just started watching, because I was watching all those Kings Island videos, YouTube started recommending me all sorts of roller coaster videos, and so that was mainly what got me into roller coasters. So yeah, interesting question. So this is going to be a mock launch coaster. It looks like doesn't look like the coaster has a name from what I can see. I like the station building. Looks like it's open to the public. This is actually like a little park, like a little mini park. There's like a wooden coaster here. There's a train. I like how they sort of build a park around it. That's kind of cool. There's a little drop tower. Yeah, but let's look at the coaster. Another JoJo roll. I like that element. It's going to come to a stop before the launch, and doing a little double up into the vertical loop. That's pretty interesting. Looks like there's going to be a bat wing. That's interesting. Interesting element for a mock coaster. Ooh, I like the shaping on that little element. I don't even know what to call that. It's a very creative element. Tangle dive there. Outer bank turn. Little twisted airtime hill. There's going to be a second rolling launch here. Ooh, up into a top hat. That's pretty cool. Sort of gives me like some Beyond the Cloud vibes there. That looks like a pretty intense helix switchback. Airtime hill there with some trims on it. Another helix. Some more turns, and then a double up into the brake run. Or no, that's not the brake run. It's not over yet. Then there's a little roll. And there's like a little double down, airtime hill, and then a turn, and then yeah, a little couple airtime hills and then brake run. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I liked how I liked the setting. I liked the forest setting, and then how they kind of gave the like they kind of built a whole setting, as in built a whole amusement park around it. I thought that was cool. Again, there could have been more of like a theme, like an ongoing theme to it. But the coaster was very nice. I liked the elements. Some of these elements were awesome, especially like this little. Now that I see it from the outside, it looks more like a little Immelman with a dive out of it. I like this element a lot. And then this outer bank was pretty cool as well. It had a lot of airtime to it. There's definitely plenty of airtime there. And yeah, very good entry from Amanda Shad there. So let's go ahead and see who's next. So just like feel free to put your own opinions about the coasters in the comments here. Amanda Shed says, I needed to rush to finish the project because I took a trip to England with Thorpe Park and Alton Towers. I've heard good things about both of those parks. I hope you enjoyed your trip. And then, so, let's see who's next here. Looks like what we've got next is Lunar Explorer, which is from Alex M. So, Alex M has submitted us Lunar Explorer. So let's go ahead and check that out. That didn't take as long to download as the other one, so that's a good thing. All right, and we're in. So let's take a look at this entry from Alex M, the Lunar Explorer. So it looks like we've got a, ooh, wow, that's pretty cool. This queue here is all built out of like sci-fi stuff. So yeah, you see we've got an entry here. Then there's just like there's like this little scanner thing here, just the walls, and then this little bridge that leads up to the entrance to the ride, and the exit path. It splits off and then goes around this little garden area and then comes back out here. They've got some theming outside of the ride with this spaceship kind of looking thing here. And then the roller coaster kind of goes around what looks like it's themed to like a moon base. Makes sense with the name being Lunar Explorer. So let's go ahead and check out the POV. So we're going to start with a rolling launch on a hill. Ooh, a double up rolling launch again into a Immelman, a little 0G roll there. Looks like there's going to be like sort of sidewinder inversion. A little twisted airtime hill, another airtime hill there. Twisting down, airtime hill. And then is that the end of the ride? Yes, it is. So, that was a pretty short ride. I like some of the elements on it. It could have been a little smoother, and it could have been a little longer, but what it did have of the ride was very good. I thought it was very well themed. I liked the way the queue was built. Yeah, overall, good ride. So let's go ahead and go back and see who's next to look at. People in the chat, tell me what your favorite roller coaster is that you've ridden. Calamity Coaster says that the lighting is very nice. Yes, it is. Yeah, very realistic to the moon base theme, I thought. So next up is Reveneur Run. Not quite sure how to pronounce that, but I'm going to go with Reveneur for now. And this is from 2012 Jarrett is who this entry is from. So let's go ahead and look at 2012 Jarrett's entry. Joel Hart says the Guardians of the Galaxy at Disney World is pretty great, and he also enjoys the classic The Beast and the Vortex, though it doesn't exist anymore on Kings Island. It's pretty good choices there. I definitely like The Beast after its recent retracking, although I've never ridden the Vortex, but I'll have to trust you that it was a good ride. Calamity Coasters asks, what your current number one? Well, it's very close. I think right now my number one is Steel Vengeance, although it's very, very close to Diamondback at Kings Island. All right, so it looks like we've got a little mini park builder on this one as well. So, check out the theming around this ride. There's some food stands and a restaurant. Restaurants around here. Revenue Run, fast as white lightning. There's your little locker area here. That's pretty cool. Ooh, hey, there's a little sign here. Let's see what this says. Ooh, Alex M says, I'm happy you enjoyed my coaster. It's blueprint for my small park that I'm currently working on. I also enjoyed designing lighting for it. It was my first time doing something like this. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it and had fun. And his favorite coaster is Zadra. So it looks like this is themed to a legal whiskey run across state lines. Interesting. It's quite a theme for a roller coaster. Yeah, so let's go ahead and check out the POV of this ride. Or, well, let's look at the queue theming first here. Private property, no trespassing, stay out. Looks like they really don't want people riding this ride. Feels weird. Seems like it might get it some low ridership. That means you. There's this little room you're gonna go through. Looks like they've just got some little Wild West themed scenery in here. And so yeah, let's check out this ride. They've got the Copperhead Strike trains on here. This ride's theme pretty much reminds me a lot about Copperhead Strike, although it's not too similar, but it does have the same Wild West. Yeah, it does have the same Wild West sort of theme, and then with the moonshine theme to it. But yeah, let's check out this coaster. So they're gonna go start with a JoJo roll, turn into a launch, and it's gonna stop here for a second. Mountain Dew sold here. Just gonna start with a double up into the vertical loop to begin, and then another airtime hill into a turn here. Ooh, I like that little switchback there. And then it's got another inversion. That was quite a sharp airtime hill there. And they're going to take you into yet another launch. Do a helix around the water, it looks like. Vertical loop here. Airtime hill. Ooh, a little twisty thing. Tangle dive. Barrel roll. Some switchbacks, some turns there. And then it's going to come to a stop at the brakes. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, I thought smoothness wise that could have been a little bit smoother. I like the theming. I like all the theming. I like the scenery. I like how there's a constant theme running through it. And yeah, very interesting overall. So I like how there's like a little park around it with the shops and everything just sort of fits into the theme. I like the sign. The sign is really cool how it's all designed and it shows you like all the elements and stuff. Yeah, a very, very interesting ride. And this little locker area just sort of like cherry on top. This is definitely I think one of the best ones I've looked at today. So yeah, I think I'm pretty sure our next one is going to be the last one that we're looking at. So let's go ahead and look at it. All right, so this looks like I think this is going to be the entry from Calamity Coasters, who has asked us to look at the description on the Steam Workshop to help explain the theme. So let's go ahead and read that. Reactor 5 is a mock launch coaster featuring 2 launches and 3 inversions. The story goes as follows. You go to abandoned Soviet nuclear reactor to explore what is left of it. However, when you enter Reactor 5, the reactor is still very active and you must escape the reactor before it explodes. No theme marked. All right, yeah, and it has been fully custom supported and made using the 4M method. And please set the time to 4 p.m. so the timings on the RideCam time machine is better. Okay, so yeah, cool. Let's check it out. Ooh, we've got a Q&A question here. Joel Hart asks, what is your bucket list park to visit, ZZ Coasters? I would say that my number one bucket list park to visit is probably that's a tough one. I think for park it'd probably be Six Flags Magic Mountain. Just 20 coasters in one park is a lot. I feel like that'd be a really good coaster day. So, wow. Looks like some nice reactor theming here. Let's see if there's like a queue to look at and stuff. Ooh, yeah, and there's a sign here. Ooh, Reactor 5. That is one cool sign. It looks like... Oh, yeah, that's built out of art shapes. That must have taken a while. Props to Calamity Coasters for putting that together. Got some nuclear-looking theming. I like how he turned the ride ticket things into nuclear waste buckets. So got some fencing around the queue, just different abandoned looking things. Yeah, it just looks like you're going through an overgrown nuclear plant. And in here we've got a little room. This kind of reminds me of like Orion's like room that's full of like research stuff. Except it's got nuclear waste in it and all the stuff is abandoned. And then we've got some more radioactive stuff, more computers. And then I think I'm lost. Okay. And here's the entrance in here. So yeah, it looks like you're going to be launching out of a lab. So let's go ahead and reset the coaster so we can look at the POV. So then it's going to come up here to, ooh, neat. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized I forgot to do something. We need to set the time to 4 o'clock. Where's that button? Oh, it's already set. Okay, then. I guess I just restarted the coaster for nothing, so. All right, well, let's start. So we're going to start with a little launch and do a little turn up into this little reactor area. And the lights are going to turn red and start flashing. That's pretty cool. To the left, to the right, some little twisties. We're going to come to a stop. And we're launching. Ooh, and we're out into the daylight. Big top hat. That's pretty cool. Ooh, a little corkscrew over some scenery, an airtime hill. A little dive down, twist. Down, airtime hill. Dive to the left. Little vertical loop there. Airtime hill, down to the right. Airtime hill. Then a corkscrew, a turn. A little turn there. Ooh, I like the fog there. Cool fog effects. Airtime hill. Then it looks like we're going to hit the brakes. Ooh, yeah. I thought that coaster was very, very cool. I love the triggerable scenery, the reactor area, the way it's all built around here. I like the fog effect. I thought the fog effect was very cool. I love the just overall theme of it. It just looks like a whole lot of work went into this. I mean, just look at how many individual pieces are in this reactor dish alone, or satellite dish alone. So there's a lot of work went into this. I really liked this a lot, and I thought the coaster had a very good layout. I thought it was very smooth. Uh, I thought it had some good mix of forces, some good inversions, some good air times, good positives, some good laterals. It's always good to have a good mix of forces on a coaster. So yeah, so we've looked at all the entries now. Yeah, Calamity Coasters says it's over 15. It's over 15,000 pieces. Is that for the whole coaster, or just for like the one piece of scenery for the reactor dish? Either way, very impressive for scenery pieces. But yeah, I really like this coaster. Very good job. So, well, yeah. So 15 for everything. The dish is 5,000. So yeah, just like people aren't a lot of people coming in and out. Apparently, like the park rating is really high because of all the because of the coaster and all the scenery, but the coaster's closed, so everybody keeps coming in and then leaving. Alex M says that's an amazing ride. Yeah, thanks for the feedback there. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go on mute. I'm gonna put the live stream on hold for a minute. I'm gonna think about these entries and just try and think about which I like best, and then we're gonna come back. Remember, the top 3 get shout outs on my channel, and the number 1 winner gets to tell me a video, and I will make the video that they want me to make within reason, as long as it's coaster related. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and take a look. So while I work on this, if you guys want to ask me any questions, any Q&A that you want to ask, go ahead and put that in the chat, and I can answer your questions if you would like. Calamity Coasters asks, what is your favorite non-coaster ride? Uh, I think that's probably going to have to be... I think my favorite non-coaster ride is the Hollywood Tower of Terror in Disney's Hollywood Studios. I like that ride a lot. And Alex M asks, what is your bucket list park in Europe? On Europe, I'd have to say my bucket list park, probably Phantasialand. I think their coasters look pretty cool, especially Fly. Calamity Coasters asks, do you like strong ladders on a coaster? Personally, I'm not a fan. On most rides, I just find them uncomfortable. I think it really depends on like the kind of restraints that are on the coaster. Sometimes if it's like a hard over-the-shoulder restraint, then I think it can cause head banging, and that type I don't really like. But I like the laterals on like Maverick that has like the soft backpack style restraints. And just coasters with lap bars, I don't really mind it. Alex M asks, who's your favorite manufacturer? Um, that's a tough question, but I have to say that I think my favorite manufacturer is Intamin. I think that they're willing to take risks in the industry when building coasters that other manufacturers aren't, and I like that. Spring from the Midwest asks, have you been to Valley Fair? No, I have not been to Valley Fair. Alex M says, I agree with you on Intamin. I like their rides. Yeah, interesting opinion. So, I have got the results ready. So we're going to take a look at who placed in what place. So let's take a look at that. So, in 6th place, we have Tangle. Unfortunately, your coaster was just a little bit rough and it didn't have a lot of theming or scenery to it. But Tangle is actually the first person to submit. So if you plan on entering next contest, I just recommend that you just keep working on your coaster to just make sure you have it perfect to the way you want. 5th place. Spring from the Midwest asks what my favorite Intamin is. Well, I have to say I think my favorite Intamin is Maverick. I like the drop, especially on Maverick, and just all the different forces on it. So in 5th place, we've got Amanda Shad. Amanda Shad, your coaster was very interesting. I liked the theming, and I liked some of the elements a lot. I don't really have anything bad to say about your coaster. It's just that it wasn't quite as good. We had a lot of very good entries today, and unfortunately your coaster just wasn't as good as some of the other ones, but very good work. I hope you enjoyed making the entry. So 4th place, and in 4th place, we have coming in at 4th place is Fluffy Coasters. So Fluffy Coasters, their coaster was a very good terrain coaster. I like how it interacted with the terrain a lot. The forces were good. It could have been a little bit smoother, but other than that, I thought it was a very good entry, and it could have had a bit more of a central theme to it. Spring from the Midwest asks, what's your least favorite Intamin? Well, I haven't really been on that many Intamins, so I don't know that I've been on an Intamin that I would say is bad, but I suppose the one that I like the least, and I still like, is probably I think it'd probably be Millennium Forest, because I think I've only been on like 2 or 3 Intamins, and I love Millennium Forest. It's like in my top 5. I really just haven't been on that many Intamins. Oh no, I'll have to look at my credit list I'm at. See if I've been on any Intamins that I'm forgetting. Okay. 3rd place. 3rd place. So everybody who has made it this far is going to be receiving a prize. So everybody here will be shout out on my channel, and number 1 will be receiving that video request. So number 3 is Alex M. Alex M, I really liked your coaster. I liked the theming to it. I liked the lighting. The lighting was probably my favorite part. It was a very well-themed coaster, very smooth coaster, had a very good layout. And yeah, just overall, very good coaster, although I didn't think the theming was quite enough to beat out the remaining other 2. And in 2nd place, we're going to have 2012 Jarrett. So 2012 Jarrett, I really liked all the central theme that your coaster had. I like the signs, I like the queue, I like how it all revolved around the theme of the Moonshine Run And yeah, very good coaster, but I thought number one just barely edged it out with the theming, and I thought that number one's coaster was a little bit smoother. And number one is, of course, Calamity Coasters. Calamity Coasters, your coaster was my favorite because of the theming, just the amount of work that went into the scenery and the theming, and then the smoothness and the great layout that the coaster had. I thought pushed you in the first place. So, just leave a comment on my channel videos or on one of my community posts what video you'd like me to make, Calamity Coasters, and I'll be able to make that video for you as long as it is coaster related and within reason. And so yeah, thanks for sticking around to watch this live stream. I've had a lot of fun looking at these entries. I hope you guys had fun making your entries. And congratulations to the top three. So to go over it again, the three people who will be receiving shoutouts are Alex M, 2012 Jarrett, and Calamity Coasters. And Calamity Coasters will be receiving that priority video request for me to make whatever video they would like. So thanks for sticking around. Congrats to everybody. Everybody did a great job. And yeah, thanks for watching this broadcast. See you in the next one. ZZ Coasters, signing off.